If you're a consumer of our show, What Chaos, you know that I am an oil man.
Shit. We got Gene Principe.
I can't get enough of the Edmonton Oilers, and my obsession grew so much this season that Pete got me a framed Zach Hyman goal chart at the start of the playoffs. But despite the Oilers basically taking over my life and our show this year, I had never been to Edmonton before.
I want to go to there.
The further the Oilers went in the playoffs, the more destined it seemed. I had to go to Edmonton, and what better time than the Stanley Cup Final?
If DJ, are you going to Edmonton if they're in the Stanley Cup Finals?
I don't believe we have a budget to go to Edmonton. So this would be coming out of Dave's pocket, which I would do, but it's like,
It's like
Super Chat's
going to fund DJ's trip to Edmonton.
DJ.
Walks in front of the shot. Now McDavid for Harvey scores! And the Edmonton Oilers are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals.
So was I. I immediately booked flights and a hotel and left the day before Game 3. First, I had a layover in Ottawa as there weren't direct flights from Boston to Edmonton, but that was okay. I watched a movie on the plane and got in around 10 p.m. local time. Not a surprise, but the airport was all Oilers all the time. If that didn't have me excited, when I walked out of the airport, I had this beast waiting for me. Tyler Yaremchuk from Oilers Nation literally picked me up from the airport and in absolute style.
would this be my ride?
I think I'm gonna like it here.
I started my first full day in Edmonton by walking down to Rogers Place to get a lay of the land. It was incredible. It was just 8 a.m., but I knew this place was mere hours away from being absolutely packed in anticipation of Game 3. I walked over to the Moss Pit and also spotted the team store. I'd be back later. But first I had to head over to Oilers Nation Studios, where I met some of the amazing people there and did an episode of What Chaos.
That would be a psychotic purchase, even by your
Literally
standards.
just walked in and handed me Sam Carrick's maple syrup.
Their studios are sick and have amazing wall art. Shout out Jay, Aaron, and everybody else for having me. I ran back to the hotel, put on this amazing new What Chaos t-shirt from the Justition Boys, and walked back to the team store where I would do an episode of Pro Shop Wars. For those unfamiliar, it's a segment we do on What Chaos where we go to a team store, act like we have a budget, and then just get as much stuff as we can, even though the segment isn't sponsored. The jury's out on whether this is a good idea. I got some amazing gifts for Pete and Sean and grabbed a Leon Draisaitl jersey for myself. There's also a White Stu Skinner jersey that's kinda eyeing me, so maybe I'll grab that later in the series. Oh, and I did a CTV interview.
I've traveled across half our state to be here and to see about this land.
This popular hockey podcaster is in Edmonton for the first time.
I'm an oil man, ladies and gentlemen. I have many wells flowing at many thousand barrels per day.
Back to the hotel I went to change again, donning my Oil Man t-shirt, before going to meet up with some of the other hockey podcasters at a Spit and Chicklets pregame event at the Canadian Ice House. Now, even though the Oilers were down 0-2 in the Cup Final, the scene outside Rogers Place was electric. Everybody was having a good time and everyone believed.
Hey, thanks for watching the channel.
We appreciate everybody who checks out our stuff, but 80% of our viewers are not actually subscribed to this page, so if you could smash that subscribe button, it would go a very long way for us.
The more subscriptions we have, the more visibility we get from YouTube, which allows us to do more.
So press that button. Thank you.
Pre-game alone made the trip worth it. From Hunter taking the ice, to Tony Brahr's incredible intro, to the anthems, I learned everything I needed to know about this place. You can't beat it. Unfortunately, you can beat the team, it turns out. Florida's lead was 3 goals in the third period, but I did not give up. Pete, Sean, and Ryan Lambert were holding it down back in Boston, so I checked in with them to watch the comeback. And don't kid yourself, we were all on comeback watch.
Oh my God, Florida Panthers, don't you dare let the Oilers score a goal and make it 4-3. With 6 minutes left, don't you dare do that, Florida Panthers.
I wouldn't worry about it, brother.
Don't you Don't you even think about it.
Wow. Oh, come on. Show it to us, baby.
How could you do it?
30, 40 seconds from now.
They got like over 5 minutes.
Let him come back in this game. He's silly boys. We are so back for now. Oh!
This is unbelievable.
But we know how the game ended, and my first time in Rogers Place proved to be a pretty sad time. I'll be honest, after the game I just went out for like 20 minutes, then smoked pot and ate a bag of all-dressed chips from the hotel vending machine. The Oilers were down 0-3 and the scene around the rink was a little less vibrant Friday morning. I went to Tim Hortons to get coffee, and then went to the rink to do an episode of What Chaos and check out Oilers practice.
I'm not happy. I don't want to be here. I'm sitting in wonderful Rogers Place, my home, away from home. I've always dreamt of being here. Got to see an incredible atmosphere last night for my first in-person Oilers game, and I saw the Florida Panthers take a commanding 3-0 series lead.
I also jumped on Oilers Nation every day with my guys Tyler and Liam. After my hit, I hung around a little longer to watch Frank Saravalli go on with the boys when I saw someone off in the distance. It was him, the great Gene Principe, legendary Oilers host and dear friend of our show. If you think I'm over smiling in this picture, I'm not. This is the effect Gene has on people.
I'm Gene Princino.
The rest of Friday was spent editing video until I headed to the NHL's welcome party for the Stanley Cup Final. Yes, the timing of a welcome party in a 3-0 series was very sad, but it was a great time seeing friends new and old. I wrapped up the night by going out for 20 minutes, smoking a little pot, and eating a bag of all-dressed chips from the hotel vending machine.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
Biggest day of the season. It was win or stay home for the Oilers, and Edmonton was ready.
Love Gene! We love Gene! We love Gene! We love Gene!
The Shania Twain concert before the game was outstanding. The vibes were too good, the party too strong. Nothing could stop us today. All the bad feelings from 2 games earlier were long gone ahead of Game 4. Rogers Place was proper nuts. I took this video of Stu Skinner right before puck drop because I had a feeling he was going to be the baddest bitch on the planet, and he was. Meanwhile, the Oilers would not stop scoring in an absolute rout of an 8-1 victory.
We got lights. We got
Darnell Nurse,
lights.
are you kidding me?
Oh no, Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse goal!
Darnell Nurse! What is going on? What is going on?
Wow!
I couldn't even get that.
Oh my God!
So much is happening. So much is happening.
That is in a feel-good moment.
Wow! Gene, can you hear us?
No video could do this justice. Rogers was crazy inside. And even crazier outside, everybody high-fiving. The most high fives I've ever seen. Cars were beeping their horns. This Beetle was orange. I basically floated with this just ocean of celebration to Greta to see the crowd and recap the win with the Oilers Nation folks.
Live and in the flesh. Shake my hand to start.
The scene in there was nuts.
We love you. Thank you for joining us.
Side note, so many Oilers fans make very creative costumes. This is Captain Felton, and his getup is incredible. I'll be a straight shooter and say I didn't take any more pictures or videos the rest of the night. It was just too good a scene to not take in organically, and also I forgot. But what a day and night it was in Edmonton. Speaking of, did you know that it doesn't get dark until super late in Edmonton? Apparently everyone did but me. Whatever, really threw me for a loop at first, but it's amazing. I think that if I lived out there, I would actually golf. Sunday morning, it was time to travel home, but first we did a bonus episode of What Chaos to discuss the series and the scene in Edmonton.
The big one to me is, what if in Game 5 they chase Bob again? What if you have like 2 back-to-back Oilers pour it on, and now this is almost like 2011 Bruins-esque, where it's like, you're really gonna bring that mother bleeper into our building again? Good freaking luck, man.
Then I went to the airport where I saw my friend Catherine Tappan, who is just an A-plus broadcaster and A-plus person. I got on the plane, watched a movie, and eventually landed back in Boston. Now, in a perfect world, I would have seen 2 wins instead of 1, but I could safely say that while I used to go to the Stanley Cup for work in a different life, I'd never done anything like this, where I was so welcomed by a city over a shared love for such an entertaining team. I love you, Edmonton, and we'll be back. I'm an oil man.
We all silly like the mayor.